So here we are. It's Record Store Day, April 12th, 2025. I'm so excited. 2 stores I'm going to go to, one in a suburb about 10 k's away and one just around the corner, which is my local. Can't wait to see what I get. I'll check back after this. Here I am, Record Bar. Record Store Day is here. I've just finished at another place 10 kilometres down the road in Blackheath. I'm so excited. I'm second in line. There's my empty chair mate. He's off to get a coffee. So there's only 2 people here. And I'm pretty hopeful I'm going to get what I want. Hi everyone, it's Katie from Chords Records. I've just come back from Record Store Day. Of course, I'm in Australia, so we more or less go first in the world, us in New Zealand. So it's happened here. I have 2 stores in my area, which I lined up at. The first one opened at 8 a.m. and the second one opened at 9 a.m. and they're about 10 kilometres apart, so it was perfect. I live in a small town, a small village, and both stores were very few people lining up. So the first store in the Blue Mountains, Hat Hill Records, had about 14 people. I was about the 14th. I got kind of what I wanted. And then the second store, which is my main store, the Velvet Fog record store, record bar in the Blue Mountains. Shout out to them. They were able to secure me some of the stuff I wanted as well. I also bought some Impulse records. I'm about to show you 12 that I got. I'll go through them quite quickly. A lot of you may be seeing this before your Record Store Day has even started, so I can kind of share a bit about the records. So before we go any further, if you could please like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. So the first one, I was so thrilled to get this. They got 3 in. I was very happy to get the last one. I don't own any Oasis. So I love them, and I just don't know why I haven't got any of them, but this will do me. This is the singles collection, beautiful coloured vinyl. It comes in this kind of slip case. You've probably seen it, beautiful, and all the sort of vinyl sort of matches the colour of the albums. So you can see there, beautiful packaging. I have to say, I really love it, and I'll just show you one of the albums. They're all these kind of beautiful, a beautiful hue of the colour. So there's 4 of them there, and it's the singles collections. It's all I need. Very happy with that. So as I go through these, I'll just give you a quick indication of whether it was a Record Store Day first or a Record Store Day exclusive. Of course, first means it's going to come out again in probably a different colour variation. And a Record Store Day exclusive means, of course, it's exclusive to Record Store Day, and it shouldn't come out again, at least for a while. So this one was a Record Store Day first. So if you don't get it, don't panic. It will come out again, probably on black vinyl. All right, the next one. I only got 3 Record Store Day firsts. All the rest are exclusive. So I'll just quickly go through the first 3. The next one I was really excited about. I love MJ Lenderman. Just did a video on him. I'll drop it in the comments, in the description below. This is the live album that they released. I think it was on cassette only. So very happy to have got that. We have all the MJ Lendermans and very happy with that. This one came out. I was very happy. Most of the albums I got were in a polyline sleeve. Nearly all of them, which is fantastic. You don't often get that. And blue and green are the colour of Record Store Day. It's the trend. Most of my albums were either blue or green or black. Look at this beautiful, beautiful colour. So in a polyline sleeve. So that one, so the Oasis was limited to 1,000, and the MJ Lenderman is limited to 3,600 and released by Anti Records. And then the next one, it was kind of a little bit confusing as to whether it was an official Record Store Day. US Record Store Day didn't list it as an official release. Australia did, though. So I don't know what's going on there. And it had been released elsewhere. It doesn't have the sticker on it, so I'm assuming it's probably not an official Record Store Day. But I was so excited to get this album. Massive Laura Nyro fan. You will have seen... if you saw my last video, I talked about her in the Brandy and Elton album, but I've also done a full video of Laura Nyro, underrated, long lost genius artist from the late 60s, early 70s. However, this is the first time on vinyl, and this is some stuff from her later career before she died in the 80s. First time on vinyl, Angel in the Dark. Very excited to get this. And this was released by a label called New Land. In a polylined sleeve as well. Heavyweight remastered vinyl. So if you're a fan of Laura Nyro, I think that's one worth picking up, and you can get it outside of Record Store Day. All right, so now we're into the Record Store Day exclusives. Huge Joni Mitchell fan. You can see in the back there, they're all my Joni Mitchell albums over there. I've got all the archive series and also all the originals. This is stunning. It's in the style of the archive material she's been putting out, and it's a 3-volume live set from that classic era of the LA Express. It's beautifully presented, and I could not miss out on this one. 1976 US tour. This is in her kind of jazzy era, and this was limited to 3,600 from Rhino. All right, the next one. I have a couple of these over the years, the Jazz Dispensary, but this is right down my alley. A little bit more moody, love songy, romantic jazz, kind of late night, Saturday night. In fact, I think it says here, if Saturday night is the loneliest night of the week, Moodsville is your destination. So that's kind of the vibe. And of course, the Jazz Dispensary series, they come out every Record Store Day as a Record Store Day exclusive, usually a little bit more funky. Very happy to have this one. So this one was limited to 4,000, not in a polylined sleeve, so it will be going in a polylined sleeve, but there's the blue vinyl. Haven't put any of these in my sleeves yet. What I quite like about this one, being into packaging, is just the inner is a coloured. I really like that when they go to that detail, is a coloured green. All right. The next one is the other jazz title I was able to get. I would have got more, but both my record stores didn't have it, so I'll probably be doing that in the aftermarket. Mulligan meets Monk. This is the Craft Mono Record Store Day exclusive. I think it's mono. Yes, limited mono edition. Huge fan of both artists. Jerry Mulligan, obviously, and Thelonious Monk. The reissued Riverside in a polylined sleeve, as they would always do. Craft recordings, obviously, brilliant issues. I've had a couple of mono only from Record Store Day from them. Very happy with that. So that was the only other kind of real jazz one I was able to get. I would have loved to get the other Monk one, but I'll be able to get it. All right, the next one is the David Bowie. This was interesting. This is an interesting album, live from Riverside Studios. Huge David Bowie fan. We have where I'm on a mission to complete my collection of his albums. Nearly there. This one was the first concert broadcast live globally via satellite. Now available for the first time. So that's it's a double album, but in a single sleeve. That happened in a couple of the releases I've got, which I'm not a fan of. It's not a gatefold, but there you have it. And not in polylined sleeves. black album. But what it does have, which I thought was quite kind of a nice touch, in lieu of having a gatefold, they also include this poster of the actual event, which I'll just quickly show you. So that was quite nice. That one is limited to 6,400. So I think that's kind of about where we're at now with Record Store Day. Some are less, some are more, but I think that 5,000 or 6,000 is it feels like it's about the right amount. The next one is someone I'm a super fan of, Marcus King. We saw him live, probably on this tour actually. I think it was last year. This is from the Bluebird Cafe. Really excited because he is just stunning live, and to get a live album of his, I'm so happy about this. And because it's from the tour we saw him at, obviously if you don't know him, extraordinary blues guitarist and singer. Again, polyline sleeve, and again on a blue vinyl. This one's stunning. Look at that colour. Gorgeous. So really appreciating all these polyline sleeves. This one is a gatefold. I haven't actually taken it out of its sleeve yet, so you'll have to forgive me for that. I haven't taken it out of the shrink. Okay. This one was very limited. This was limited availability in Australia, but I really, really wanted this, and I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. This, of course, is the Never-Ending Story original motion picture soundtrack from that classic film. I collect 80s albums and 80s soundtracks, and this is, for me, iconic in that genre, with, of course, the title song performed by Limahl, the Giorgio Moroder soundtrack. It's iconic, but the reason I wanted this version was the fun fact that it had the limited edition Starlight vinyl. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All the Starlight. Now, for a vinyl player, I'm going to constantly think there's dust on there, which is quite funny, but it really does look like a constellation, and just a little bit unusual. Again, in a polyline sleeve. Did I already say that? Appreciate that. So I haven't actually got that album, that soundtrack, so I was really pleased. I only need 1 copy, and this one will do me very happy to have that one. That was limited to, that's a Rhino LP, limited to 2,000. All right, I've only got a couple more. So, of course, the out of the Lennon estate, the John and Yoko Plastic Ono Band, Power to the People, an EP on the stunning yellow polyline sleeve. Once again, look at that beautiful yellow vinyl. And this was an EP of the very famous New York City concert. So I just wanted to have this. I have a few. I'm not a huge Beatles collector or Beatles members solo, but when they come up for Record Store Day, I do tend to pick them up, just more from a collector's point of view than I probably won't play this too much. So this one was probably one I picked up purely just FOMO, really. And then I've got one more, and then a single which I bought. So the final album I got, I collect all Split Ends. I have them all Split Ends, all Crowded House. This is the first time on vinyl, the Neil Finn Sessions at 54th, West 54th. Only available on DVD up until now, so first time on vinyl. And he plays songs from his entire catalogue, including Split Ends, including Crowded House and solo. Very, very happy to have this. It's just a real treat to have something that's just really Neil Finn in his acoustic kind of best. Really, really look forward to getting that one. And so that one was Legacy Recordings, which I think is Warner. I think that's the Warner reissue, is it? Sony, sorry. So the Sony reissue label, Legacy Recordings. and that one was limited to 2,000. And then finally I did succumb to a single, one single, and that was Charlie XCX with Billie Eilish and the song Guess. I love Billie Eilish. I've seen Charlie XCX, not a super fan, but I am a super fan of Billie Eilish. And I really, the reason I succumbed to this, and I went to the record shop twice actually before I actually bought it, and I went, you know what, I'm going to get it. It's because of the packaging. It's in this beautiful kind of cardboard stock with this silver kind of, security seal vibe on it that's kind of upside down in classic Charlie XCX fashion with all her albums. And I probably won't open it. I just really love the packaging, and it's kind of iconic of the moment. So 2025, you couldn't get a more iconic single of the moment. So that purely was just kind of a time stamp for me for this year to get this. All right, I hope you've enjoyed my quick look at my dozen albums from 2025 Record Store Day. I hope you do really well. If you're seeing this before Record Store Day, if you're seeing it after Record Store Day, can't wait to be watching all the YouTube videos to see what you got. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.